Harry's wife, priority princess. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. The next example of Harry's wife's behaviour that I'm going to take you to, many people would read this article or listen to the video and think, well, she's like that because she's selfish. She's like that because she thinks she's important. And they miss the actual reason behind her behaviour. It's because she is a narcissist. It is interesting that notwithstanding several years' worth of material that I've put forward in relation to Harry's wife, explaining she does this because she's a narcissist, and then breaking it down further to help people understand how everything she does when it comes to involving herself with another person is driven by the prime aims. So, for example, as I'm talking to you now, there's a short video that's showing Harry's wife as she's greeting people at the Queen's funeral when there was the Windsor walkabout. And she's there going up to people in the crowd, shaking hands with them, talking to them. She's not doing that because she's intrinsically and ostensibly a pleasant person. She's doing it because her narcissism dictates that the most appropriate way to assert control over those tertiary sources, the people in the crowd, strangers, is to smile at them, shake their hands and talk to them. That way they respond in a favourable way, apart from the ones, of course, that memorably ignored her. But for the most part, people responded to her demonstrating that they were under control, and they provided her with a dollop of fuel. It was a reasonably large dollop because it was in person. So the fact that they shook her hand and smiled at her and said hello to her, their body language and a look in her eyes provided her all with a large amount of fuel. The duration was short because the interaction was a second or two, and the potency was weak because they're tertiary sources. But she was interacting with them not because she cared about them, although she believes that she does, but simply because her narcissism directs her to behave in that way. And by understanding narcissism, it enables you to fully understand precisely why Harry's wife does as she does. And again, by understanding narcissism, it will help you understand what is occurring in relation to this article, which exemplifies why narcissists never wish to be second best. Whether it's waiting in a queue, waiting to be served a meal or a drink, whether it's waiting for a telephone call, whether it's somebody else being selected ahead of the narcissist, those are all big no-nos. Why? Because they signal to the narcissist that the narcissist is not important. The narcissist is not allowed to be second best. The narcissist must come first, be first class, access all areas, platinum club member. Anything to the contrary suggests that the narcissist is not as important or as respected as they believe that they ought to be, and thus this offends the narcissist's sense of control. Allowing somebody in and a narcissist not to come in threatens sense of control. Serving somebody ahead of the narcissist threatens the sense of control. Allowing someone to be picked ahead of the narcissist threatens the narcissist's sense of control. Of course, the relevant narcissist will respond to this in a variety of different ways, sometimes challenging somebody directly. Why have you picked her and not me? I'm better than her. Being vocal about it, aggressive about it. In some instances, it might be complaining to somebody in the crowd to indirectly assert control. In some instances, it might be utilising charm to try and influence that individual so they change their decision. In other instances, it might be crying out and flouncing, going off in a strop. Here, there is more wounding for Harry's wife as a consequence of the fact that it involves the nemesis. As reported in the Mirror and written by Sam Elliott Gibbs, Harry's wife and Kate's relationship doomed. From moment one, got priority in designer's queue. A fashion feud killed off Harry's wife and the Princess of Wales's relationship from an early stage, it has been claimed. Tensions between the royal pair were said to be triggered when the Duchess of Sussex found herself behind Kate in the queue for the latest outfits from a top designer. On the basis that that's correct, that then wounds Harry's wife. It signals to her that she's not important enough. And therefore, what then occurs is her control is threatened. The article continues, resentments became clear when the then Duchess of Cambridge's wardrobe was prioritised, reports suggest. Harry's wife adored clothes from British designer Edram Moroleglu, but it has been claimed that her future sister-in-law, who was an existing customer, was given first dibs. Now, you may well be thinking to yourself, oh goodness me, how pathetic, getting worked up about who gets first dibs. Okay, and from your perspective, that's entirely right, but not from the narcissist perspective. Furthermore, you might well think, well, Catherine was already a customer, so Harry's wife has nothing to complain about, surely. She's come along, she's Janie come lately. That doesn't matter in the world of the narcissist. The narcissism will invent some reason as to why that shouldn't apply. So if Harry's wife was to say, hang on a second, why is she getting first choice? And if the designer, for some reason deigning herself to explain herself, turned and said, well, the reason is because she's an existing customer of mine. Then Harry's wife may always say, yes, but I've got more money to spend than her. Or is it because I'm black that you're treating me badly? Believe me, it isn't beyond the realms of comprehension that she would trot out the race card once again. The fact that Catherine was given first dibs reportedly upset the American, who had worn his dresses to a number of engagements before joining the firm. New details of their relationship have been published in the Telegraph. After becoming a royal, Harry's wife did not publicly wear the respected designer's outfits until 2019. The fact the clothes were handed to Kate first is said to have gone down badly with the Sussexes. Harry's wife allegedly was so ticked off, she questioned why William's wife was given priority over her, reportedly saying Kate wasn't even queen. You can well imagine Harry's wife doing this, and of course, this is again driven by her narcissism. She doesn't understand, she truly does not understand why Catherine gets priority over her, and remarks, but she's just a duchess like me, she's not the queen, so why does she get it? Of course, this is entirely representative of the way that a narcissist would respond when one like Harry's wife, being petty about what has been said, about thinking that she should get that priority, and responding in an unfavourable fashion because, of course, she believes that she has been made to look bad. She doesn't think to herself, oh, my control has been threatened by this failure to allow me to have first dibs on the dresses. It doesn't work like that. Instead, her narcissism causes her to become annoyed at the fact that she hasn't got first choice, and makes her feel envious of Catherine and irritated and angry and furious, so that she then turns and questions the decision, which of course makes her seem rather grasping and rude, but she won't see it that way because once again her narcissism will blind her. But the fact that the nemesis has priority causes wounding for Harry's wife and is demonstrative of helping you understand why she feels the way that she does and why she responds to this also. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.